Good morning, student. Today we discuss the cursor within cursor. That means one cursor is called another cursor in one by one, so that we just complete the task. Here the question is, write a PLSQL program by using the cursor within cursor to calculate the average salary of the employee whose designation is manager or salesman. So at first, here we write the PLSQL code. In the declare section, we declare dir1 and dir2 two variable. dir1 is the variable of employee 2 table with the same data type of employee ID column, and dir2 is the variable of employee average salary with the total row, not only the specific column, with the total row. That means all over the attributes of employee average salary that will be stored in the variable dir2. Now cursor, the first cursor C1 is declared as cursor C1 is select employee ID from employee 2 where employee designation in manager or salesman. That means C1 is selected the employee ID from the table employee 2 whose designation is manager and salesman. And cursor C2, the second cursor, is declared as cursor C2 is select employee ID average salary from cell group by employee ID having employee ID is equal to dir1. dir1, that means the value of employee ID of the table employee 2. And cursor 2 select the employee ID as well as the average salary of particular employee whose employee ID is same as the cursor 1. Now in the code section, begin section, we just open the first cursor C1, then we start the loop to fetch the cursor one by one. Fetch C1 into dir1. That means whatever the C1 is extract, that value will be stored in dir1, and that will be one by one. And the loop will be exit when C1 percentage not found. That means there will be no any such record, then the loop will be exit. And next we open the second cursor. Again we continue the loop for the second cursor. Loop fetch C2 into dir2. That means whatever the C2 is selected, that value will be stored in the variable dir2. And again it will be exit from the loop if there will be no any value. And what is that function will be calculated? At first C1 calculate the employee ID whose designation is manager and salesman, and C2 calculate the average salary of that particular employee ID, and that value will be stored into the table. Insert into employee average salary values this. Okay, and after then the close of the second cursor, then loop end the loop of the first cursor and close that. Okay, so at first select start from emp2. Okay, so these are the things. Here manager are the 3 and salesman are 4, so 7 employee details we can get. Select start from emp salary, start from cell. So here is the details of the salary table, and at first I have already run this code once again, so we delete the value of or we can delete from emp average salary. Select star from EMP average salary. So there will be no such data. Now we execute the code. So for executing, at the rate, the file is vlab1 underscore 2 dot sql. So we execute that things, and the PLSQL procedure successfully completed. Now if we see what is the result of the table EMP average salary, the value will be this. So by this way we can use the cursor of cursor. Here second cursor is already calculate the average salary of the employee by the applying the group function average. Now I discuss another method to solve these things. Here also we define two cursor. The first cursor, as it is same, select the employee ID from the table employee 2 whose designation is manager or salesman, and in cursor 2 that will be only select the employee ID and the salary, and the calculation of average that will be done here in the execute section. Now what is that things? We just select the value of C2 into DR2 and D cell. DR2 stands for the employee ID and D cell stands for the salary of the employee, and we calculate the total for all the salary whatever